Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, 4 steps to find transformational opportunities.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
Boy, Mary-Lynn, we're so close to Halloween that I almost want to say transformational.
Transformational.
I mean, it just kind of somehow has a Halloween feel to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, seriously, though, we saw an article that asserted that change is occurring 1,000,000 times faster than the average person's ability to handle it.
Wow, that's scary.
That's scary. You got me on that one, Mary-Lynn.
That seems like way too much to handle.
Well, a lot of times the changes that we're talking about are transformational, so it isn't easy to handle. We're going to talk about that today. Hi, I'm George Kruger, a.k.a. The Professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. In a post for the Small Business Advocate, author and futurist Dan Burris said, "We are now at the dawn of a profound technology-driven transformation that will make the changes we have experienced over the last 25 years seem small and slow."
Small and slow.
Yikes.
You know, Mary-Lynn, I think that describes me. Well, maybe not the small part, but the slow part.
All right.
Sometimes I feel like I'm getting slower and slower as things go faster and faster.
Exactly.
Do you ever feel like your brain is brain's working on overdrive all the time? You know, it just seems like it. So one secret for reaching big success in the future is going to be to find, and actually I say, to some extent it is already, it's to find transformational opportunities. Change creates opportunities. And big changes...
That's big with 2 G's.
Big changes create transformational opportunities.
And the good news is that there's a lot of opportunity coming.
Exactly, because we're in the midst of so much transformation, as the quote you talked about, Mary-Lynn, says. But to take advantage of it, you must prepare for it.
So let's pull out the professor's whiteboard for 4 steps to find transformational opportunities.
I think that closet needs some transformational change, Mary-Lynn.
Transformational. That is a scary closet right there.
That is.
So step 1 of the 4 steps to find transformational opportunities is to embrace it. If you spend time trying to maintain the status quo, you're going to miss your opportunity.
Now, here's the thing to make sure you understand. You can't embrace transformational opportunities if you aren't willing to be transformed personally, professionally, and financially. The two go hand in hand. Now, the other thing to understand is we talk about transformational change, but you don't instantly change transformationally. It's still a step-by-step process.
It's not a snap and you're transformed.
Exactly right. Small baby steps lead to big success.
That's big with 2 G's. And in podcast episode 1020, we talk about 4 steps to ride the waves of change because, we're not wired to embrace change or to want change. We want things to get comfortable.
Yes.
And so that's a great podcast to listen to. And we do have a link to it in your show notes. But the 4 steps include: understand your risk tolerance.
Don't be too risky or too risk averse. Be like Goldilocks. Just right.
Number 2 is test your perceptions.
Yeah, don't be too set in your ways, Mary-Lynn.
Hey.
Sorry.
But it's true. Number 3, look for trends in the waves of change.
Yeah, and here's a real important point is look for trends, not fads. Look for trends in the waves of change.
Okay. And then number 4, don't expect perfection, George.
Yeah, I could throw that one back to you too. But the thing is, always strive for excellence.
And so now back to the 4 steps to find transformational opportunities. We're at step 2, which is follow the money.
You know, what I like better than following the money, Mary-Lynn? I like it when the money follows me.
I can see that.
Wouldn't that be nice? Just a trail of money constantly behind you. Right there, just ready to stop and pick up.
You would have a lot of fans. You'd have a lot of people following you.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well, so understand the opportunities that are going to be created by new legislation, demographical structure, societal change, and the like. Transformational opportunities create disruption, often benefiting small businesses as their large counterparts get weighted down by legacy costs. Put another way, it is far easier to turn a small boat than it is to turn a large ship.
And we talk about this more in podcast episode number 759. We talk more about where you can find your opportunity.
Your big opportunity.
That's big with 2 G's.
That's right.
Step number 3, 4 steps to find transformational opportunities. Discover the opportunity that matches your passions, preferences, and proficiencies with a market that needs it.
Yeah, so all good things start, and kind of, let's try to make a word picture here, when your parameters, that's your passions, your preferences, your proficiencies, when those intersect with an unserved or underserved market. That's where a transformational opportunity lies. It produces the trifecta. You're happy, the people you serve are happy, and you're making the kind of money that you deserve. That sounds like big success.
Absolutely, 2 G's. And we talk more about discovering your parameters and matching them to a market in episode number 784. Now we're to our 4th step. 4 steps to find transformational opportunities, and it is to act.
Action creates advantages. And that's all I have to say about that, Mary-Lynn.
Well,
okay,
Professor
seriously.
is short on words.
Well, seriously, of course I can elaborate. But the point is, nothing happens until you act. We can sit here and dream about it all day. We can think about all these wonderful opportunities we may have. Until you act, nothing changes.
And we talk about that more in podcast episode 132. Specifically about this and how by acting you get real data while others are still analyzing. You're learning and growing and moving, and that's that advantage that comes from taking action. So let's review 4 steps to find transformational opportunities. The first step is to embrace it. Don't resist change. You have to be willing to transform. Step number 2 is to follow the money. Step number 3, discover the opportunity that matches your parameters, your passions, preferences, proficiencies with an unserved market. And then number 4, act.
Yeah, and I just want to, Mary-Lynn, quickly emphasize a point we've already made, but I just feel it's so important that we should be reminded of it over and over again. At least I feel like I need that. Transformational, or should I say transformational? Transformational opportunities are all around you, but to capitalize on one of them, to change the world, or at least your corner of it, just take one little step, and then another, and before you know it, you'll reach big success.
If you want to transform your life, take our free life purpose quiz. You'll find it at Big Success. That's big with 2 G's, success.com. And be sure to join us next time. As you can hear, we've already got the spooky sounds out. But we're going to have a special Halloween story for entrepreneurs.
Ooh. And we thank you all for listening today. I want to send a particular shout out particularly to those listeners in Boise, Idaho. Thanks for listening to the Big Success Show.
And until next time,
here's to your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.